but I would like to ask Rune to open it up with his statement. He will talk about a case where we will be tomorrow at the Norwegian Embassy protesting about the case of an American mother. So, Rune.
Yeah, thank you, Bjørn. My name is Rune Fardal, and I took a few notes of this Amy case. You can see the picture on the poster over there, and we will probably have a lot of posters in front of the Norwegian Embassy tomorrow. So I went over there earlier today, and I could see that they was putting up fences, probably to protect themselves for human rights violations. Anyway, let me talk a little about, I made some notes on the Amy case, Amy Tyler case. Amy Jakobsen is a American citizen. She was born in the US, where she was also spent the first years of her life. Later, her family moved to Norway, where her father originated from. In Norway, Amy gave birth to her son, Tyler. It was in July 2013 when Amy's worst nightmare began. Without any warning, the Norwegian Child Welfare Service, the so-called Barnevernet, known as accompanied by police, knocked on her door, saying that her 19-month-old son Tyler had to be taken to a hospital for an examination immediately. What happened? In the weeks leading up to the taking of Tyler, the young mother was increasingly concerned about the growth curve of her son. Tyler did not yet want to move to more solid food, but instead continued to prefer breast milk. Tyler was Amy's first child, so she lacked the experience to know that children can develop quite individually. But being a concerned mother, Amy even took Tyler for medicational check-ups 3 times a month in order to monitor the growth process very closely. Her local doctor said that Tyler was doing okay. Then came the summer. Amy went on a vacation with Tyler to America for 2 weeks and visited friends and relatives. But as soon as they returned back to Norway, the Child Welfare Service, together with the police, came to her house, saying that Tyler must be examined immediately by a doctor. Amy found out later that someone had altered the Child Welfare Office or alerted the Child Welfare Office in order to maliciously harm her. Being completely overwhelmed by the situation, Amy agreed to go to a hospital with them. They didn't take them to a local hospital or local doctor as they should have, but to another hospital more than 75 kilometers away. This might even raise wider questions. Also, Kevin M., the Norwegian father of the child, came along. At the hospital, a doctor diagnosed Tyler with a slightly underweight. The boy would have had to weigh 10 kilo, the doctor said, but Tyler weighed only 9.6 kilo, which is actually not a reason for a concern according to weight charts. The doctor also diagnosed a slight vitamin B12 deficiency, and he criticized that Amy was still breastfeeding her son. What followed next was like a scene from Hollywood movie. Kevin, the father, went back to the hospital and put on a doctor's suit. In disguise, he was able to get to the room where his little son, Tyler, was brought in the meantime. He took his son unnoticed, left the building in a hurry, and drove around the area aimlessly, knowing that these might be the last moments with his son. Finally, he was stopped by several police cars. One police officer on the roadside even threw a big stone at the car, which nearly hit his son. Kevin then was detained for one night for attempted child abduction. He was released the next day because a judge realized that Kevin was the biological father and he still had parental rights. However, little Tyler remained in the care of the Norwegian Child Welfare Office. For the time being, the parents still had the right to visit and occasionally see Tyler in a police station behind double-locked doors. But a year later, the visitation rights were cancelled. The authorities saw a potential abduction risk as Amy is an American citizen and they didn't want her to take Tyler to America. In the following court trials, this was also the main argument for removing parental rights from both her and the child's father. On 22 September 2014, Amy saw her son for the last time. Up to now, both parents don't know where their son Tyler is and how he is doing. In order to hide the child's new whereabouts, the authorities changed Tyler's name twice. At the age of 4 years old, Tyler already had 3 different names. Amy has never been evaluated by a psychologist on her caregiving skills as a mother or how she is as a person. In fact, this has never been a part of the entire case. It's difficult to understand how that can work in the Norwegian system and how they can take the child away from her based on these assumptions. Now in 2019, Tyler is about to be forcibly adopted, even though reports indicate that he is asking questions about his real parents and who they are. So that's where the case stands today. And as you see, this case, as many other cases, they lack the professional judgments that needed to be on the table before you can even take away a child. And as you know, nobody have tried to bring him back or evaluate Tyler's mother. This is a one-way run, which is typical for the Norwegian barnevern system. They take children, they have no basis for taking them, and afterwards they make up reasons for keeping them. Okay, I think that should be an introduction.